When I look back at this year, I want to think about the projects I started, the activities I did, and the people that I spent time with. And I'm realizing to do that, I need to break up with my phone. Now, when I look back at last year, there are these pockets in time that are just missing from my memory, and those times were me scrolling on my phone or watching dumb YouTube videos. I want this year to be memorable, and clearly my phone isn't. So, this is Operation Dumbify My Phone. So let's talk about my current problem. Currently, I am spending roughly 6.5 hours a day on my phone, which is super yikes. But let's put that into context for a second, okay? So I'm roughly awake at around 7 a.m. and I stay up around 11 p.m., let's say, which is a total of 16 hours awake, which means roughly only 37% of my day is on my screen. 37%. Okay, but roughly 8-ish hours of most of my days are working, and a lot of my job is on my phone doing content for myself or the business that I help to run. So that's totally fine, right? Realistically though, that still shouldn't add up to 6.5 hours. I don't really know what I'm doing. So here's the goal. I want to cut down my screen time to only what's essential for work and a little extra for fun. I honestly have no idea how much time that ends up being, but we're gonna find out. But why? Why did I decide to do this now? My screen time has been 6.5 hours a day for a while now, and it's only been growing. But when did I decide that enough was enough? For this, we're gonna need to cut to a very stoned Haley post-shower in bed. There you go. Tis I, Haley, post-revelation. I have been reading this book with my friends for a little book club. It's called Fahrenheit. Roll it back. It's called Fahrenheit 451. Essentially, the premises, holy Jesus Christ. Future Haley will describe that. Thanks, Haley. Sober Haley here. Fahrenheit 451 is this incredible novel, essentially about a person's relationship to screens and dopamine and like having everything you could ever want to be happy at all times. And it really makes you start thinking about your relationship to those things. And that's where we started. I have felt so inspired by reading this and the discussions that's been coming out of it with my friends, talking about our interactions with screens and dopamine and all of these things. And I have been feeling so called to getting rid of my phone for the last month now, because I was already thinking about it and then we started reading this book and now I'm like, technology is ruining my life. So originally I was gonna buy a flip phone or a dummy phone or something, but I realized that doesn't actually make this thing any less entertaining or exciting. It's gonna require me to walk away from it and have some control. And I don't feel like I have control right now. So it means that I need to make this device not interesting. Flash forward, this is me a month and a half after starting this experiment. There ended up being 3 things that I have kept doing since starting this experiment that were the reason this was successful. How successful? Let me tell you. My screen time has gone down from 6.5 hours to 1.5 hours. That's incredible. That includes any time on my iPad, on my phone, posting to social media, everything. Incredible. Let me tell you how I did it. The first thing that I did was delete all of my entertainment apps off of my iPhone. Everything. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Pinterest, Netflix, anything that I could go on my phone for entertainment, gone. That was step 1. Now, step number 2 is that I logged into all of those things on a stationary device because I realized if I want to sit and scroll and do something, it has to be in one place. It can't follow me absolutely everywhere I go so that it's not this addictive thing in my pocket. So I did that on my iPad, but you could totally do that on your computer, for example, or if you have an old phone when you upgraded your new one, you could do it on that too. And step 3, I think, is one of the most important ones. I turned the black and white function on my phone. Now I want to cut to the first week that I tried this experiment because like anything new, there's some excitement to it and so it feels a little bit easier versus how that's impacting me now a month and a half later as it's part of my routines. So let's go back to a younger Haley. Good morning. It is day 1 of dumbifying my phone and it's so interesting because the first thing I did this morning was pick up my phone with the intention to scroll, and I realized immediately that I couldn't do that, so I just put my phone down, and in that split second of putting it back down, I realized I needed to pee so bad. And what's funny is I probably would have just scrolled on my phone in the morning without realizing how badly I needed to pee. I got up immediately, just like immediately. Got up, ended up putting some music on. All right, here I am working away, and I have noticed immediately one of the biggest changes is having my phone in black and white makes it so much less appealing. I didn't realize how big of a change that is, but without the like bright, enticing colors, I just don't care. It is the evening of day 1, and I have scrolled for 0 minutes today. And it's been really nice. I have felt very present. I felt very in touch with myself today. And I'm really hopeful that every day feels like today, because if it does, easy. So day 1, done. Wait, is that my rose toy from Bellesa in that shot? Sure is. I keep it nice and close and accessible. Which is why I want to thank Bellesa, the sponsor of this video. No, I did not intend to leave this in the shot. It just happened to be there. I used Bellesa products long before I worked with them, so let's run through some of my favorites because pleasure isn't something to be embarrassed about. And lucky for you, I am doing a giveaway with Bellesa today, and literally everyone will win a free toy. As you could tell, the rose toy is my favorite, and it is on deck at all times. It's fairly quiet and discreet, and it's so aesthetic. Then there's the Pebble, which was my longtime favorite toy, and because it comes in this carrying case, I can bring it with me when I travel. That's right, she's portable, so your pleasure can go with you when you're on the go. Then finally, we have Thump, which does it all. It suctions, it vibrates, it thumps. What more could you want? And everyone who signs up for the giveaway in my description wins a free rose suction toy with your order. We love supporting by women companies, so thank you Bellesa for sponsoring this video, and let's get back into my first week of dumbifying my phone. I feel mentally so clear. I find that days that I'm on my phone a lot, I feel heavy. Like my brain feels heavy and thick, and like there's just this molasses in it. I did notice yesterday the moments that I wanted to scroll were during transition times when I was finishing one work activity and going on to another one. My instinct was to scroll, or when I was having my lunch break and then was going back to work, my instinct was to scroll, and I didn't because I didn't have my social media to do that. But it's very interesting to notice how frequently I just reach for my phone to scroll. I haven't done a morning cycle ever before like this. It's such a nice way to start the day. I'm wearing my fuck-ass glasses today. This is the first time I've worn these, and I feel super pretentious. It's so beautiful out. This is ridiculous. It's so beautiful out. It's 8 in the morning. It's 8 in the morning. How could be scrolling my phone right now? No, I'm not. Look at this fucking tree. I'm avoiding doing the hills. I'm avoiding it. Okay, I gotta do it now. I feel very connected to myself this morning. I think that's because I'm forcing myself to spend time with myself and not distract myself through scrolling or watching videos all the time. The coolest thing just happened. I went on a walk and I didn't even think to bring my phone. I didn't even realize I didn't have it until 10 minutes into the walk. Who is she? That's wild. The time it takes for me to actually get out of bed has rapidly decreased because I'm bored. I'm really feeling good. And I really don't want to ever go back to the way that I was. I didn't originally plan to do this today, but my friend and I have been getting into cycling together and decided to meet up. It's such a beautiful day. I'm finding that I'm saying yes to more things because I don't have anything to do. Oh my God, I see her. She's coming. Oh my God, there she is. One thing I am very aware of now is just how bored I can get. It's 5:15 right now, and some friends are coming to my place at 6, and we're all doing a little nature walk together, which is gonna be so lovely. But this is such a weird period of time, and in the past, I would just sit and scroll forever. I don't want to scroll even on my iPad. It's so weird. And so now I'm in this place of what do I do during this time? And I think that discomfort is okay. I think that discomfort's okay. So, good morning. I did start today by scrolling on my iPad, mainly because it's Saturday and I want to just chill. So I did. And now I am outside because the weather's gonna get gross later. So I got my fire. Bonk. I've got my book, which I'm not very far into, and a nice coffee. And I'm going to just read for a little bit. Yeah, it felt nice to scroll this morning. But I also, when I got my notification of like, hey, you're at your time limit, which I think I've set for like 30 minutes, it didn't feel like a big chore to stop. It just felt natural. So that is a nice indicator that this is working. Flash forward, it is now the present. This is just a couple of days before I probably post this video. It's just about to be June. Oh my God, it's just about to be June. Where has the time gone? I want to tell you, now that I can reflect back on this whole experiment, all of the benefits that I got from it. The first benefit I found is that I actually feel like I have a greater appreciation for my phone. And one specific example of this is that I still take videos and I still take photos on my phone, but it's always in black and white. And so later, when I go send them to myself on my iPad and I look at them, I'm just gobsmacked at how beautiful some of these photos are. Like, for example, this picture I took without any color, and then I got home and looked at it and I was like, that's a great picture, and I felt so much better about it. The other weird benefit with having black and white and photos is that I'm more likely to just take 1 or 2 photos versus a million. When my phone is on color, I'm looking for the final photo, but when my phone is in black and white, I'm just trying to get the photo and then be gone because I'm not getting that instant dopamine from the color. I will say there's one instance where I do turn my phone back on color sometimes, and that's when I'm using maps on my phone because it's easier to tell where it's directing me. And I actually feel uncomfortable with how colorful my phone is now. It's so odd and interesting. I'm begging you to try it. The next benefit is that there has been a palpable shift in my ability to be patient. Oh my God. When you are so used to instant dopamine and scrolling and just having this thing in your hand all the time, your patience becomes so short. Whereas now I am finding that I am much more patient with things. If I go to turn on a movie, for example, and it's taking longer, I think on average, I am willing to sit for a couple of minutes while it loads and I don't have to do anything. Whereas before, I would immediately reach for my phone and start scrolling, or I would exit out and try it again and exit out and try it again because I was so impatient. So my patience has just, it's a skill, right? It's a skill that has to be practiced, and I clearly have been practicing it. And one of my favorite benefits from this whole experiment has been the fact that now when I do scroll or I do watch YouTube, the quality of those videos I am so much more sensitive to. I am not putting some bullshit YouTube video on in the background so that I can scroll at the same time. If I'm putting YouTube on, it is because I'm sitting there to watch a video. And so I have watched my YouTube algorithm go from dumb little challenge videos and commentary videos that were easy to kind of tune out to be very niched down into things that I'm actually interested in. Now, when I do scroll on my iPad, it's the exact same thing. I'm looking for quality, and I actually find myself getting bored way quicker and way easier. If the videos aren't exactly right, I will turn it off. That is so cool, because in the past, if the videos weren't that entertaining, I'll just scroll until I find one that's entertaining. Whereas now I'm saved myself 2 hours of scrolling because I was bored. God, I love it. I love it. Now, this benefit is a little sad, so stick with me. One of the things that social media being in your pocket at all times really gives you is this feeling of like FOMO. And I realized after this experiment that I used to just reach for my phone and scroll or look through stories because I wanted to feel connected to people. And now that I'm not doing that, I have realized I'm not that connected to people. I don't reach for my phone now very frequently because I know the few people that will be reaching out to me. My list is very small of people that I'm connected to and I talk to on a regular basis. I realized at the start of this experiment that I don't have a ton of people texting me. a lot or checking in with me. And when that social aspect of social media was kind of taken away from me in some ways, that became really obvious to me. And it actually made me want to build better connections with the people in my day-to-day life. I wanted to have more conversations with my friends and my family because I wasn't given the alternative of just scrolling at any second. And so I have noticed that I don't get a ton of messages, and I'm okay with that because I feel like the quality of messages that I'm doing with my friends and family now are way better because it is one of the only sources of dopamine from my phone now. The final benefit that I wanted to share that was very noticeable was that I have reconnected to boredom. I am more frequently bored now because I don't have this little device following me everywhere. I, for example, went and sat at the border to go to the US to pick up a package, and I was sitting there like, oh my God, I have nothing to do. I didn't bring a book. I didn't bring anything with me. There's no entertainment. I need to just sit and I need to be. And what fills that boredom now is my own thoughts, my own creativity, my own dreams and whatnot. I have reconnected to who I am in this. I'm gonna cry. Hey, let's hold up for a sec. Hold for cry. I have really reconnected with who I am and the person I want to become because I give myself space to do that. Wow. This has been one of the most life-changing months of my life, I think, and I cannot suggest trying this more. Genuinely. Try it for 1 month. Do exactly these 3 things. See how that helps you. And if it doesn't, fine. Adjust. Do something else. But try it. Just try it. Thank you so much for watching this video. This was a completely different style than I have ever done. So tell me if you liked it in the comments below. And if you want to see more videos like this, thank you Bellesa for sponsoring this video. And as always, if no one has yet told you today, I am proud of you for putting in the work to yourself because nobody else is going to do it for you. So it's pretty fucking cool. You're doing it for yourself. Love you so much. I will catch you in the next one. Bye bye.